नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So last time we were talking about search for God. Right? That was our third topic in the series. So in that topic, what did we cover? Anybody remember? Search for God, at least everybody came to the understanding that yes, God does exist. But who is God? Is there one God or many God? So that is our today's discussion. So we come to the belief, yes, God exists. But when question comes, who is God? Different people have their different theory. Somebody may say that Devata is God, that Devi is God. God is just some light, God is just some energy. You are God, I am God, everybody is God. So people come with different philosophies. And then is there one God or many God? In different religion, is there a different God? Even in Hinduism, we say there are how many? 33 koti Devi Devata. Right? And many people think they all are equal. They all are God. So who is God? That is our topic for today's discussion. Is there one God or many God? And who is God? Now, when we want to understand something, from where we have to understand? From the scriptures. And for that also, who can describe best?
God himself.
God himself. Right, the example we discussed last time is if there is a particular product and you want to know about that product, who can describe that product best? The manufacturer of that product. If you want to know about the car, particular car, that particular car manufacturer, GM car manufacturer can describe about their car. Other people, if they try to describe, they have to do a lot of endeavor, tear down and do a lot of different crazy things to understand that product. So if we want to know about God, let's hear directly from the mouth of God. But now this topic, it may be shaking up many of our old conceptions. Okay, I'm telling you up front, it may shake up many of our old conceptions. So if we really want to understand this topic, we have to hear it with open mind. You have to be very open mind, hear it attentively. And we are going to present many facts, many proofs, many different statements of different personalities. Great personalities. Because as of now, we all coming from Hindu background. From our childhood, we have some different conceptions about God. Last time I was giving the example, if there are two persons sitting and meditating, one person is meditating, he is chanting, Hey Ma, Hey Ma, Hey Ma, and there is a cloud shown from his mind, and in that cloud there is a picture of Durga Devi. He is meditating, Hey Ma, Hey Ma. There is another person, another monk sitting and meditating. He is also chanting, not maybe meditating, but he is thinking different thoughts. He is chanting, Hey Ma, Hey Ma, Hey Ma. From his mind, there is another bubble coming, and in that, who is shown? Hey Ma, Hey Ma. Both are saying Hey Ma, but they have different conceptions. Same way when we say God, right? As soon as we say God, some picture come in the mind. Somebody may have a different picture, somebody else may have a different picture. But now, who is God? So that's what we need to understand very systematically, very clearly, with quoting different proofs. So the first proof, let's hear directly from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is as a conclusive scripture. Bhagavad Gita is considered as the essence of all the Upanishads, the essence of all the Vedas. Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandana Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. So, Krishna has given the essence of all the Vedic literature in form of Bhagavad Gita. And in Bhagavad Gita, what does Lord Krishna say? So, last section, to understand who can be considered God, we gave different statements, right? Who can be considered God? God is somebody who is the cause of all causes, and he has no other cause behind him. Right? He is the ultimate cause of everything. That is definition of God. So in Bhagavad Gita, what does Lord Krishna say? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhavah samanvitah. So now hearing, we have to hear from somebody who is claiming, yes, I am God. He is claiming. So we have to hear directly from his mouth. It's not that I claim or you claim, yes, I am God. But then you have to prove also. So Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. I am the cause of everything. Everything comes from me. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Somebody who understands this, he engages in my devotional service. Now, is it just Krishna saying that? Yes, I am the cause of everything. Did he prove also? Because when Arjuna asked, can you show me your universal form? Krishna showed his universal form in which everything was shown. All past, present, future, all the different personalities are inside that. And all the soldiers who are gathered on the battlefield, they are going in the mouth of Krishna. They stuck in the teeth of Krishna as chana. What do you call?
Morsel.
As a morsel of grain. So Krishna not just said, I am God, he showed also. That's why when somebody claims, oh, I am God, what is the question we should ask?
Prove it.
Can you prove that? Can you show a universal form? Krishna showed his universal form. Can you show your universal form? So here Krishna claimed, I am the cause of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate. And further, Krishna further says, Mame vamsho jiva loke jiva bhutah sanatana. Everything comes from me. I am the seed-giving father for everything. Not just human beings. All the species of life. I am the seed-giving father. Who is saying that? Krishna is saying that. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. He has no other cause. So coming to the conclusion that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is the supreme God. Bhagavan. And we are not just going to stop here. So we started with the conclusion, but now we are going to go systematically. Here, many more authoritative conclusions by different people. So cause of all causes. And as per the definition of God, what is the another definition, another point here we mentioned last time? He is the supreme controller and the maintainer. He controls everything. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mattah paratram nanya kinchit asti dhananjaya Mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana eva. Mattah paratram nanya, there is nothing which is superior than me. Mai sarvam idam protam, everything is resting upon me as the pearls rest upon a thread. As the pearls are strung upon a thread, so everything rests upon me. What does it mean? Krishna is the supreme controller. He is the supreme maintainer. And then further, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Gama vishya cha bhutani dharyami aham ojasa pushnami cha oshadhi sarva somo bhutva harasatmakaha. I enter into each planet and I hold those planets into their orbit. Gama vishya cha bhutani dharyami aham ojasa. With my strength I hold those planets into their position. Pushnami cha oshadhi sarva. All the flowers, all the herbs, they get their properties, their medicinal properties from me. Somo bhutva rasatmaka. By becoming the moon, I provide them the life juices. See, in the fruits and the vegetables and the herbs, we see there is some potency there. From where that potency comes? Krishna says, I am providing that potency. And I am entering into each planet and holding them into their orbit. We understand that there are different planets, they are going about the sun, they are going about itself. And how they are staying in the orbit? We say, what is the force? Based on science. Based on science, what is the force holding everything?
Gravitation.
The force of gravity. Right? We think of gravity is holding everything, but from where does the gravity comes? That's what Krishna is telling here. Gravity is nothing but Ojas Shakti. Krishna is saying, this is my Ojas Shakti. Dharyami aham Ojasa. Because of my Ojas Shakti, I am holding everything in their orbit. So Krishna is the supreme controller and the maintainer. And then another definition of God was Krishna is, or God is the supreme proprietor and enjoyer. So what does Krishna say himself? Bhoktaram yagyatapsam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhrada sarva bhutanam gyattvamam shantim rachati. Bhoktaram, I am the enjoyer. Yagya, tapasa, of all the yagyas, of all the austerities. Sarva loka maheshwaram, I am the proprietor of all the planetary systems. Sarva loka. Suhrada, sarva bhutanam, I am the well-wisher friend of all the living entities. Suhrada. Gyattvamam shantim rachati. If somebody knows me in this way, he attains everlasting peace. This is a peace formula given in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says, I am the supreme enjoyer and I am the supreme proprietor. I am the proprietor of all this planetary system. Whatever we can see in this world, I own them. Maheshwaram. Bhoktaram, I am the enjoyer. So Krishna has given these statements which prove that Krishna is the supreme God. Because God only can explain about himself. Nobody else can explain. But there are a few other people also who have explained about Krishna. So Arjuna, when Arjuna saw, or when Krishna is explaining this Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna concluded. What was Arjuna's conclusion? Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. You are unborn, you are primeval Lord, you are always existing, you are Adi Purusha, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, you are the most purifying, you are everything. Who is saying that? Arjuna is saying that. Now somebody may say, oh, Arjuna was a dear friend of Krishna. So is Arjuna speaking out of flattery for Krishna? That Arjuna is trying to flatter his friend? So it's not out of flattery that Arjuna is saying, oh, my friend, you are this and this and this. But Arjuna is giving some recommendation letters also. This is not what I am saying. Who else is saying? Asito devalo vyasa swayam cheva brahmishime. So he is saying Deva Rishi Naradas Tatha Asito Devalo Vyasa. All of them are claiming same thing. All of them are concluding this. So these are great personalities. They are considered as Mahajana, Deva Rishi Narada, Vyasadev, who is the compiler of all the Vedic literature. So they are also claiming, they are also saying, now you yourself are explaining this to me. So I am concluding this, that you are the Supreme God. You are the supreme controller and maintainer and proprietor and enjoyer and everything. So, and what were the other characteristics of God we discussed? God must possess 6 qualities in full. Right? We discussed that in last session. What are these 6 opulences? Aishwarasya samagrasya viryasya yashasah shriya Jnana Vairagya Sheva Channam Bhaga Nitangana. So God is somebody who possesses these 6 opulence in full. What are these 6 opulences? Recap from last time. What were those 6 opulences?
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya, number 1. Aishwarya means riches. And then Virya, strength. Third, Yasha, fame. Fourth, Shreya, beauty. Fifth, Jnana, knowledge. Sixth, Vairagya, renunciation. I'm just going in the chronological order listed here. So Aishwarya, Virya, Yasha, Shreya, Jnana, Vairagya. So these are the 6 opulences. And who can claim that he possesses all these 6 opulences to the fullest extent? Wealth, yes, we can have some wealth. Nobody can claim I own everything. But just now we heard Krishna claimed I own everything. I am Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Everything comes from me. I am the source of everything. So from whom everything comes, he is the owner of everything. We may possess 1 house, 2 houses, maybe 1 big bungalow, few cars, some bank balance. But Krishna possesses everything. When Krishna was there in this world, Krishna, he married how many queens? 16,108. And sometimes people blame Krishna. Why Krishna married so many women? Actually, it's not that Krishna married them to enjoy. Krishna accepted all those women to give mercy to them. जिसका कोई नहीं उसका कौन है? उसका भगवान है. Whoever is rejected by everybody, Krishna accepts them. So Krishna accepted all these because they requested Krishna, please give us shelter. You please accept us. 16,000 queens Krishna accepted in one incident when Krishna killed the demon Narkasura. Narkasura had kidnapped 16,000 princesses, Rajkumari. So he had kidnapped them. And when Krishna killed, now Krishna released all of them and they said, where will we go? Who will accept us? You please accept us. Krishna said, no problem. So Krishna accepted 16,000 queens. Another incident, Krishna accepted another 100 queens, 100 princesses. So like that, Krishna had 16,108 wives. Now somebody has one wife. If some sheikh has few wives, they go crazy. To maintain one is difficult. Krishna is having 16,108. And it's also not that they're all packed in one house. Krishna has a separate palace for each and every queen. Separate palace for each and every queen, and all of them have all those opulences. All the queens think Krishna is with them only. Every woman, every queen thinks Krishna is with her only. That is Krishna's opulence, Aishwarya. 16,800 queens, Krishna is maintaining all of them in their own palaces. So who can claim I am most rich. So Aishwarya, then Virya, strength. We have some strength, right? Everybody has got some strength, but our strength is very limited. If I ask you lift one book on your hand, how long you can hold that book?
5 seconds.
Keep your hand like this, put a book on that. For how long will you keep?
5 seconds.
5 seconds? I think you can do more than that.
Lazy.
Okay, so yes, so somebody can say, I can stand there full day. Without keeping anything on the hand also, if I tell you just lift your hand and stay like that, after some time you'll say, now it's paining, can I put it down? Somebody may have experience in school. Right, when the teacher punishes, this is kid, get up, stand on the bench, raise your arms. So we have limited strength, but Krishna's strength, how much is Krishna's strength? No matter Krishna is a 1-day-old baby, 6-day-old baby, 3-month-old baby, 1-year-old baby, he has full, ultimate, unlimited strength. Unlimited strength. 6-day-old. Krishna was 6-day-old when Krishna performed his first encounter. Krishna did first encounter at the age of 6-day-old. First demoness, who was that? Putana. So Putana came to kill baby Krishna when he was 6-day-old, and Putana wanted to feed him poison. So Krishna sucked out the life air along with all the poison. Krishna sucked out the life air. Just imagine, 6-day-old baby. What is the strength in the hands of the baby? What is the strength in the lips of a 6-day-old baby? Somebody who had seen recently some baby. How tender they are, right? Kitne soft, komal. So Krishna, 6-day-old baby, he killed first demoness, Putana. Then 3-month-old Krishna killed another demon, Shaktasura. Just kicked the cart, and the cart went flying in the sky and fell to the ground, smashed and pieces. So 3-month-old baby, how much strength a 3-month-old baby has in his leg? So Krishna killed second demon at 3-month-old. Then 1-year-old Krishna killed the third demon, Tarnavrata. Tarnavrata came as a whirlwind demon. Tornado. That demon came in the form of a tornado. And it picked up Krishna and started taking it in the air. Krishna started becoming heavier and heavier, and this demon could not go any more further. And then Krishna started choking with his hand. Krishna started choking his neck, his throat. And then Krishna became so heavy that demon could not carry him, and he fell to the ground, fell on a stone, smashed and dead. Now, in 1-year-old baby, in how much strength 1-year-old baby can have. But Krishna, no matter it's a 6-day-old, 3-month-old, 1-year-old, Krishna comes as Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, Lord Nrsimhadev. He is supreme powerful. He comes as Nrsimhadev and rip apart Hiranyakashipu with his bare hands, with his nails. So Krishna, he is most powerful. Krishna, when Krishna killed Kamsa, after that Krishna was sent to a school, Gurukul, Sandipani Muni's ashram. And in his absence, and for how long Krishna went, we'll discuss that when we come to Jnana. So Krishna was going to the school, and in his absence, Jarasandh was Kamsa's father-in-law, Sasurji. So Jarasandh thought, how dare he killed my son-in-law, I'm going to take revenge. So Jarasandh gathered an army and he attacked on Mathura. And on the right time, Krishna and Balram returned from their Gurukul. So just Krishna and Balram, they destroyed the whole army of Jarasandh. And how big was the army of Jarasandh? Anybody knows? How big the army was for Kurukshetra war? Pandavas and Kauravas. Do you know? 18 Akshuni together, Kauravas and Pandavas. So Pandavas had 7 Akshuni Sena and Kauravas had 11 Akshuni Sena. So 7-11. Now you know from where 7-Eleven name comes. So Pandavas at 7, Kauravas at 11 Akshuni Sena, so 7-11, total 18. Jarasandh had 23 Akshuni Sena, bigger than both Pandavas and Kauravas put together. And Krishna Balram destroyed that whole army single-handedly. Jarasandh attacked 17 times. 17 times Krishna defeated. But they will leave Jarasandh without killing him. Krishna thought, my purpose of appearance is to destroy all the demons.
He is corrupting.
Pritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Right? That is purpose of my appearance, to destroy all the demonic personalities. So why should I go run here and there to find those demons? Let him go and bring more and more. So Jarasandh kept bringing and Krishna kept destroying the whole armies. So that is the strength of Krishna. Most powerful. Then Yasha, fame. Can anybody compare with the fame of Krishna? Everybody in this world, they try to become famous. We have some little fame. 5 people, 10 people, maybe 50 people know us. But nobody's fame stay forever. Somebody may be famous for some duration of time. Few years. This material world is such that people may glorify you for some time, but it doesn't last forever. So somebody may have some fame, but their fame doesn't last forever, and they're not famous throughout the world. Somebody may be famous in one part of the world, somebody is famous in America, somebody is famous in India, somebody is famous in just this Troy city. Nobody know him beyond Troy. So people's fame is limited by people, by circumstance, by place. But Krishna's fame. Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. Krishna performed his wonderful leelas. And now also we talk about Krishna's pastime. We glorify Krishna's pastime. Krishna performed different childhood activity. Krishna stole butter. He became famous as Makhan Chor. Right? People worship Krishna as Makhan Chor. Krishna ran away from the battlefield. Krishna became known as Ranachod Rai. There is a temple, Ranachod Rai. Ranachod, who left the battlefield. So Krishna became famous. Krishna is worshipped in that way. So Krishna is famous in all situation, in all place, time and circumstance. Throughout the world, people know about Krishna. Now this Damodar month is going on. Right? Kartik month. And in Kartik month, Krishna's childhood pastime of Krishna being bound by Mother Yashoda, that is celebrated. Damodar Leela. Now, throughout the month, throughout this Kartik month, we glorify this one particular pastime of Krishna. We repeatedly hear that one pastime of Krishna, year after year, year after year, so many years. We keep hearing that pastime. That is fame of Krishna. Yashasa. Then Shriya, beauty. Now, who can compare with beauty of Krishna? Our beauty may last for a little bit, for a few years. This beauty or this youth doesn't last forever. After youth, there is old age with wrinkles, with walking stick, broken teeth, broken knees. All those things are there. But Krishna's beauty is forever. Krishna's beauty is compared as is ever fresh, ever youthful. In Vrindavan, the Braj Gopas, in their Braj Bhasha, they actually कृष्ण को गाली देते हैं, जैसे बोलते हैं कृष्ण को गाली देते हैं. क्या बोलते हैं अपनी ब्रज भाषा में? So if somebody doesn't understand Hindi, maybe a little difficult for you, but what they say, अरे सारे तू छोकरा है तो इतनी प्रॉब्लम है, अगर तू छोकरी होता तो क्या होता? तो लोग आपस में गला काट के मर गए होते तुम्हें प्राप्त करने के लिए. जैसे you are boy, still so much problem. If you are a girl, then what will happen? People will cut their throats to attain you. Because when Krishna was there, Kamdev, But Kamadev is known as who attracts everybody. Kamadev throws his arrow, Pushpaban, and he attracts everybody. He charms everybody. But Krishna attracted Kamadev. Krishna charmed Kamadev. That's why Krishna's another name is Madana Mohan. Madan means Kamadev. So Madana Mohan means who is the attractor of Kamadev. All the gopis, they are so attracted towards Krishna, not just because he is handsome, he is powerful or something, but because they know who is Krishna. Lakshmi Devi herself, she want to come enter into the rasa dance, to perform rasa dance with Krishna. But to speak of Lakshmi Devi, Lord Shiva is attracted by the beauty of Krishna. Lord Shiva want to come and he want to dance with Krishna in rasa dance. So Shiva assumes the form of a gopi. Shiva becomes gopi. And he comes to dance with Krishna in rasa dance. He accepts Krishna as husband, Natvar. So Krishna, Shiva is known as Natraj, right? But Krishna is known as Natvar, who is the husband of Natraj. So Krishna, his beauty is uncomparable. And then comes Gyan. Gyan means knowledge. Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita for how long? For how much duration?
45 minutes.
45 minutes, 45, 48 minutes, something like that. So Krishna spoke continuously this Bhagavad Gita, just 48 minutes. 700 verses of this Bhagavad Gita. You have to memorize one verse, it will take you more than 48 minutes. And still maybe somebody we cannot remember. And if we remember, we will forget after a few days. And to understand the message is still a different thing. Just to memorize verse is a big deal. To understand the message of one verse, it's such a big task. Every time you read, you will find some new message, some new meaning. And Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita 48 minutes. People have done PhDs, double PhDs on single shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. And some people say, oh, Krishna was very intelligent. Krishna learned all this knowledge from his guru. And at the battlefield, Krishna spoke this knowledge. Now, at what time did Krishna learn all this knowledge of Vedic scripture? He went to the Guru's ashram for how long? 64 days. He stayed in the ashram of his Guru 64 days. And in 64 days, Krishna mastered 64 fields of education. Like we have arts, commerce, medical, non-medical, sewing, cooking, painting. All these different type of education, Krishna mastered 64 different fields of education in 64 days. Now, did Krishna really learn? He went, yes, he went to the Gurukul. From external point of view, yes, he went to get education. But Krishna, he is the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Everything comes from me. Originally, Vedas emanate from Krishna. Krishna imparted the knowledge to Brahma. Tene Brahma hridaya adi kavayo. It was Krishna in the beginning who imparted this knowledge in the heart of Brahmaji. So Krishna knows all the Vedic scripture. Everything is actually coming from him. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. So nobody can compare with the knowledge, Gyan of Krishna. And for strength also, sometimes same time people say, oh Krishna, yeah, he gained some strength, he killed all those demons. So at what stage he gained the strength? Do you know at what age Krishna went to some gym or he drank some Horlicks or Bonvita or something and he gained some muscle power? 6-day-old, he killed first Putana, right, first demoness. So at what age did he go to some gym? Once one devotee, Prabhupada asked him to draw some painting of Krishna wrestling, right, with wrestlers of Kamsa, Charnura and Mushtik. So that devotee, he drew Krishna like a big muscle man, like big wrestler, big muscles. And Prabhupada saw that painting. No, Krishna is not like that. Krishna is very soft, delicate. youth boy. He's not like some big wrestler, all these muscles coming out, six-pack coming out from his body. Because people think, oh, somebody that strong will be like that, right? With some muscle, six-packs. Krishna, he is the most softest of all and he is the strongest of all. So Krishna has all these qualities, and then on top of that, Vairagya, renunciation. Now, does renunciation and all other qualities go together? If somebody is very wealthy, somebody is very beautiful, somebody is very knowledgeable, somebody is very famous, somebody is very powerful, that person, generally speaking, becomes proud. He becomes more attached to all those things. So if somebody is attached to all those things, where is the question of detachment? Attachment and detachment are two different corners. But Krishna, even though he has all these opulences, still he is supremely detached. Vairagya. So many examples are there from Krishna's pastime. Krishna showed renunciation. First, when Krishna was just 10-year-old, 10 year, 3 month, Akrurji comes from Mathura to take Krishna from Vrindavan to Mathura, to bring Krishna to Mathura. And as Krishna heard that, yes, I need to go to Mathura, Krishna said, did Krishna ever think for a minute, what will happen to all these Brajbasis? They love me so much, I love them so much. What will happen to them? How can I leave them all and go to Mathura? Krishna did not think for single time. Krishna said, duty calls, I have to go. He left all the Brajbasis, Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maiya, Radharani, and all the gopis and gopas who were crying in his separation. So that is renunciation, no attachment. And then we hear in the pastime of Lord Ramachandra. Ramachandra was to be crowned as the king of Ayodhya. So previous night he is decided to be crowned as the king of Ayodhya. Next morning he comes to know, no kingdom, no crowning. You have to go to the forest for 14 years. कहाँ पर तो एक तरफ राज्य मिलने जा रहा था, दूसरी तरफ क्या मिला? बनवास. But Lord Ram, he is completely satisfied in himself. He is Atmaram. He did not start jumping in happiness when it was told that you will become the king, or he did not start crying in lamentation that, oh, my kingdom is gone away, now I have to go to the forest. So no attachment, complete renunciation. So that is the Supreme Lord who possesses all these 6 qualities. And then, so we discussed about all these riches, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. So Krishna possesses all these 6 qualities. So that's why Krishna is considered as the Supreme Lord, as he himself claimed in Bhagavad Gita also. Not just Bhagavad Gita, all the various Vedic scripture, the Vedas, the Puranas, they propound this message. So what we are hearing, what we are learning here is not just our conclusion or our understanding, it is the understanding of all the scriptures. Now still, somebody may have another doubt. Now first of all, let me clarify one more point here. When I talk about Krishna, so Krishna, Vishnu, Ram, they are all same. I'm putting all of them in one bucket. Right? When I say Krishna, Ram or Vishnu, so they are all one Tattva, Vishnu Tattva. Some people think Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, Krishna is the incarnation of Vishnu. How many of you have that idea, that concept? Right? Krishna is considered as an incarnation. That Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, Krishna, Ram, they come from Vishnu. Right? We grew up hearing like that. So what is the version of scriptures actually? So from one understanding, yes, that is correct. All the incarnation come through Vishnu. Vishnu is the doorway through whom all the incarnations come in this material world. But actually Krishna is the source of everything. Actually the Vishnu also appears from Krishna. How is that in the spiritual world, the topmost, Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna resides there in his eternal supreme form. And from Krishna, first expansion is Sankarshan. And from Sankarshan, there are 3 Vishnu expansions. Mahavishnu, which is also known as Karnodakshaya Vishnu. Then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and then Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So these are the 3 Vishnu expansions. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So they all expand from Krishna. And what we call as Vishnu, he is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu in this world. So Karnodakshaya Vishnu or Mahavishnu is the one who lies down in the causal ocean. So he is lying down there in causal ocean, and from his breathing, from the pores of his body, all these bubbles come out. And each bubble is like a universe. And then Mahavishnu enters into each universe and lies down at the bottom of that universe in the Garbhodak Sagar. That is what we know as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And that is the Vishnu from whose navel the lotus sprouts, and Brahma is born on that. So we say Brahma came out of the from the navel on the lotus flower. So that Brahma comes out from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Because generally people don't want to understand this complicated thing. To make it easy, just understand, okay, Vishnu. Right? Vishnu is the one from whom Brahma is born. Now, Krishna is the avatari from whom all the avataras happen. All the incarnations expand from Krishna. In this material world, yes, Vishnu is the doorway from whom all the expansions come. How? Whenever there is problem in this universe. In this material world, whenever there is problem, all the Devi Devatas, they get troubled. From whom, to whom do they go? They go to Brahmaji. All the Devi Devata, they go to Brahmaji. Brahmaji, please help us. Brahma said, okay, let's go to Lord Vishnu. So they go to Lord Vishnu and they all pray, please help us. And Vishnu said, don't worry. Expansion, avatara will happen. One avatar will happen, incarnation will happen, and will solve all your problems. So, because everybody approach Vishnu, he is the doorway for this universe, for this material world, and expansion come through him. People think it is Vishnu's expansion. Vishnu is the avatari, and Krishna, Ram, they are avatars. But actually Krishna is the original avatari from whom even all the Vishnu forms come. And when Krishna personally comes in this material world, he comes through Vishnu. People think he is avatar of Vishnu. But originally, he is avatari. So understand that one point. Now, is there a difference? Krishna, Ram, Vishnu, are they same? Are they different? Is there any difference? How do we understand them? So in Tattva, they are all same. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, has 64 opulences, 64 kala. 64 kala sampan, we say. 64 kala. So Krishna, he is complete in 64 kala. But when all the different incarnations come, they may or may not possess all the 64 qualities. They may have 2 qualities less or 4 qualities less. So that is the difference. But everybody, all, Krishna, Ram, Vishnu, Narsingadev, Vamandev, they're all coming from the same Lord. And Krishna, Vishnu, Ram, what is the difference? Another difference, how to understand that? Just consider Krishna is the same Supreme Lord at home. Vishnu is the same Supreme Lord in office. So somebody is the same person, let's say somebody is a police officer. So when he goes to his office, he wears his police uniform, he carrying a gun or a stick or handkerchief which is on his pants. So he is wearing a particular uniform when he goes to his office, and people in the office, they see him in that way, they can relate to him in that way. But the same person, same police officer, when he's at home, he's not wearing his police uniform. He's wearing his normal clothes, he's playing with his children at home, he is spending time with his wife, his parents and everything. Same person, he's exhibiting different behavior. When he is in his office, he is exhibiting different behavior. So that is how Krishna and Vishnu. Krishna at home, Vishnu in office. So that's why I say Krishna, Vishnu, Ram, I put them in the same bucket, same bracket. Now, so we understand Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but says who? Yes, we said Krishna himself declared. Is there anybody else who is claiming that Krishna is the Supreme Lord? So we are going to hear the version of different personalities. Version of Brahmaji, version of Shiva, Durga, Ganeshji, Hanumanji, Indira, Sonaka the Rishi, Suta Goswami, Uddhava. All these different personalities, what do they say? Because we all coming from our background with our previous knowledge or conditioning, we may think, oh, you are saying Krishna is Supreme God, I say Shiva is Supreme, I say Durga is Supreme, I say this is Supreme, I say that Baba is Supreme. Why you want to be proposing your one thing to be Supreme? You should be equal-minded. Right? People say, oh, भेदभाव क्यों करते हो? You should be all equal-minded. Treat everybody equally. They are all equal. But are they really all equal? So let's hear from them only. What do they say? Because there are so many people who are worshippers of Ganesh-ji or Durga-ji or Shiva-ji or many other different people. So it's not to hurt anybody's sentiment, but to understand systematically what they themselves are saying. So Brahmaji, because coming from our background, we think there is Trinity. Like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. And we think all three are equal. I can say of myself actually. So when I was growing up, that's what I thought. Like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, that's what we were taught from childhood. Trinity hai, this is the Trinity and all three are equal. One is the creator, one is the maintainer, one is the destructor. But yes, Trinity is there. They are performing that function, but still, are they all equal? So Brahmaji is considered as the creator. Now Brahma, is he really the independent creator? Actually, Brahma is the secondary creator. In the creation, there are two steps. One is Sarga and then Visarga. Sarga is the primary creation, Visarga is the secondary creation. Sarga is the creation of all the basic elements. Visarga is the creation of the final product. So for example, in the company, there is raw material. Right? Company buys the raw material. There is a raw steel plane sheets, everything. There is water and all these different things are there. And the engineer or the line man, he takes all that product and make it into final product. So same way there is Sarga and Visarga. Krishna is the one who gives all these raw ingredients for purpose of creation. And Brahma takes that raw ingredient and makes into final product. Brahma is the engineer. Brahma is designing, okay, this butterfly, what kind of color it should have. This person, the human being, he should look like this. 2 eyes and 2 hands and 2 legs. Or this person with just 1 eye in the forehead. So Brahma is the designer, right? He is a creative engineer. He is a creative designer. So Brahma is creator, yes, nobody denies that. Brahma is the creator, but he is secondary creator. And what Brahma himself say? What does Brahma himself say? Does Brahma say, I am the Supreme God? I am equal to Vishnu or Shiva? What is Brahma saying? Brahma is offering prayers to Krishna. And Brahma in his prayer, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Who is saying this? Brahma is saying. Brahma is saying Ishvara. Krishna is the Parameshwara. He is the Supreme Lord. Satchidananda Vigraha. His form is full of eternity, knowledge and bliss. Anadir Adir Govinda. He is the cause of all causes. There is no cause behind him. Govinda. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So in Brahma Samhita, there are so many verses are there. At the end of every verse, what is Brahma saying? Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. Govinda, that Supreme Lord, I offer my obeisances unto him. And Prabhupada, he liked this so much. Prabhupada in Mangalarti, after Mangalarti, Shingararti, Shingardarshan, this is what we are going to play in our temples every morning. Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Brahma is saying this. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the cause of all causes. And I offer my obeisances unto him. Because Brahma, whenever any problem comes, he takes him to Vishnu. Right? He takes everybody to Vishnu. Let's go with our problems to Vishnu. Otherwise, if they are all equal, Brahma should be able to solve the problem. Let's just see. If there are two people, they are equal, there will be some ego. Oh, why should I go to that person for solving problem? I'm also equal to him. Let me solve the problem myself. Brahma is saying, let's go to Vishnu. No ego. He is the unrivaled. He is superior to me. So that is the version of Brahmaji. Now let's look at what does Lord Shiva say. Because there are so many people, they have clashes. How come you say Vishnu is supreme? I say Shiva is supreme. Shiva ही सबसे परम है, सबसे ऊपर है. So what does Shiva say? Actually, the pastimes of Shiva, we can see there's so many wonderful pastimes of Shiva. When Krishna appeared as baby, right? When Krishna was in Gokul, small baby, Lord Shiva wanted to see Krishna. And Lord Shiva disguised himself as a sadhu and he came to Gokul. He wanted to take darshan of baby Krishna. So Lord Shiva came and he is asking for alms. He is standing in front of the house of Nanda Maharaj and he wants to see Krishna. Mother Yashoda comes out and asks, Baba, what do you want? I can give you pearls, I can give you jewels, I can give you whatever you need. And Lord Shiva said, I don't need any of these things. All I want is, I want to have a glimpse of your Lalla. I want to have a glimpse of your baby. Please give me darshan of your child. And Mother Yashoda, she was scared seeing the form of Lord Shiva, even though he came disguised as a sadhu, but still long jata, snake in the neck, all the Scorpio hanging as armlets. Mother Yashoda said, my Lalla will be scared seeing you in this form. I cannot bring my Lalla outside. So Lord Shiva, when he was not satisfied in that way, he started walking away. And at that time, Krishna started crying, baby Krishna. He started crying. And what is he saying? I want to see moon. Now in the daytime, from where to bring moon? Krishna is saying, I want to see moon. And then the gopis say, did you see that sadhu? He was carrying moon on his head. So you bring that sadhu, Krishna will see that moon and he will be pacified. So finally, Lord Shiva was brought back. As soon as Krishna saw Shiva, Krishna started smiling. And finally, Shiva was able to take darshan of baby Krishna. So what is this pastime happening is, Shiva comes to see his worshipable Lord. And Shiva is always chanting the name. Whose name Shiva is chanting? See, have you seen Shiva? He is always sitting in a meditation pose. Right? If you see any pictures, he is sitting in meditation pose, chanting something. What is he chanting? He is chanting the name of Lord Ramachandra. Ram is his worshipable Lord. So Shiva is worshipping Krishna, he is worshipping Ramachandra, and there are so many other pastimes which kind of clarify this point. Lord Shiva himself, what does he say? From the mouth of Shiva, let's hear what does he say. He says, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param tasmat paratram devi tadyanam samarchanam. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhana param. Among the worship of all the great personalities, whose worship is considered topmost? Worship of Vishnu, worship of Krishna, worship of Ram. Who is saying this? Shiva. did I manufacture this verse? No, this is verse from the scriptures. So Lord Shiva himself is claiming that Vishnu, he is the supreme. And worship of Vishnu is considered supreme. So this is a painting which Shiva comes to take darshan of baby Krishna. So that is the position of Shiva. But sometimes still people will say, okay, before that, so there is Brahmaji also claim. What is Brahmaji saying about Shiva? How he is comparing Shiva with Krishna? He is saying, Kshiram yada dadi vikara vishesha yoga samjayate nahi tatah prathagasti heto yah shambhutam api tatha sumepeti karyat govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Kshiram yata dadi vikara vishesha yoga. As somebody transfer milk into yogurt. As the milk is transformed into yogurt, same way Shiva is the transformation of Vishnu for the purpose of annihilation. So Shiva actually transforms from Vishnu, that's how he becomes Shiva. And he is for the purpose of annihilation. He is the in charge of mode of ignorance. So there are three modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So Lord Shiva, he is the in charge of mode of ignorance, Tamoguna. So mind that. I am saying he is in charge of mode of ignorance, not that he himself is in ignorance. Okay, that's not what we are claiming. Shiva is considered as the topmost devotee actually. So that is the position of Lord Shiva. But sometimes people may say, Shiva is supreme than Vishnu or Ram because Lord Ramachandra worshipped Lord Shiva. Lord Ramachandra, when he arrived on the banks of ocean, right at the ocean to cross to go to Lanka, there Lord Ram, he established one Shivaling and he worshipped Shivaling. So people say, Lord Ram worshipped Shiva, so Shiva is supreme. Shiva is superior. Why did Ram worship Shiva then? Now how do we understand that point? So actually, Lord Ramachandra worshipped Shiva. It does not mean Shiva is supreme. Rameshwaram. Somebody asked Lord Shiva, what is the meaning of Rameshwaram? What is the meaning? Somebody may think, Jiska Ishwar, Shiva Jiska Ishwar hai. Shiva Ram ka Ishwar hai, so that is the meaning of Rameshwar. But actually Lord Shiva himself explained what is the meaning of Rameshwaram. Ram Ishwara Yasya. That is Rameshwara. Jiska Ram Ishwar hai, wo Rameshwar hai. And actually Lord Krishna himself, he says in Bhagavad Gita, Yam Yam, no, what does it say? As somebody approaches me, I reciprocate accordingly. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam stathe bhajamyaham. As somebody approach me, I reciprocate with them accordingly. If somebody worship me, I also worship them. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam stathe bhajami aham. Bhajami, what is the meaning of bhajami? Worship. Krishna says, I worship that person. And Shiva is considered as the topmost devotee. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee. And Lord Krishna reciprocate, Lord Ramachandra reciprocate. He worship him. Another example to understand this point is, say if father and a son, sometimes father will massage the feet of his son. Right? A small child, he comes after playing at night when the father is trying to make the child sleep. He is massaging his feet, he is rubbing his head, he is serving him. So does this mean the child is superior than his father? Father is serving the child, so child is superior. So that logic doesn't work. Father is serving the child out of love. So same way, Lord Ramachandra is worshipping Shiva because Shiva is the greatest devotee. Out of love, he is reciprocating, he is worshipping. Another example to understand, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now that is another example of renunciation also. Krishna, he is the supreme, he has all the opulences, everything. But in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he became, what role did he perform? Chariot driver. He became the chariot driver, Sarathi of Arjuna. Now just consider somebody having too much wealth and knowledge and beauty and all, and your friend comes to you, I need help. I need a chauffeur today. Can you become my chauffeur? What will you say? Get lost. What do you think of me? But Krishna, he became the chariot driver of his friend. So now Krishna was the chariot driver of Arjuna. Does it mean Arjuna was superior? Oh, Krishna is serving Arjuna, so Arjuna is superior than Krishna? No, Krishna is serving Arjuna out of love. He is serving his own friend. So same way here, Lord Ramachandra worshipped Shiva does not mean Shiva is supreme, but Lord Ramachandra, to reciprocate with Shiva, he is worshipping Shiva. And another principle is because Ramachandra was performing as a Maryada Purushottam Leela. Right? He is acting as an ideal king. And a Kshatriya, before going to war, the system is the Kshatriya, they worship Lord Shiva because Lord Shiva is in charge of destruction. And the war represents destruction. So all the Kshatriyas, they used to worship Lord Shiva. Today also, Rajputs, right? Rajputs are considered, they are known as devotee of Shiva. They worship Shiva before going to the battlefield. Mahadev. So Ramachandra worshipped Lord Shiva before going to the battlefield. And as Srimad Bhagavatam itself says, Nimana Ganam Yatha Ganga, Devanam Achyuto Yatha, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. As among the rivers, Ganges is the best. As among the Devatas, as the worshipable personalities, who is supreme? Achyuta. Who is Achyuta? Krishna. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Same way among the Vaishnavas, the greatest Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. Now let's come to Durga Devi. There are many worshippers of Durga Devi also. Right? Just now we celebrated Navratri. In Navratri people worship Durga, people worship many different forms of the goddess. So what is the position of Durga? Yes, Durga Devi, she is very powerful personality. Brahmaji is accepting that point. What is the position of Durga Devi? Brahmaji says, Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vajasya Bhuvanani Vivarti Durga Ichhanurupapi Yasya Cha Cheshtate Sa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. What is the position of Durga Devi? She is single-handedly managing the affairs of this universe, this material world. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shaktir, Eka, single-handedly, she is managing the affairs of this material world. Yes, she is very powerful. But is she doing it independently? Is she doing everything out of her own will? How is she acting? Ichhanurupamapi. Yes, sa cheshtate sa. She is endeavoring all this as per the desire of whose? That Govinda, whom I pay my humble obeisances. Govinda Madhi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So she is also acting out of the will as per the desire of the Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna, Govinda. So Durga is the presiding deity of this material world. Durga, meaning of Durga. Ga means to go. Durga, not go. Beyond whom nobody can go. And also meaning of Durga. Durga means fort. And Durga, she is the in charge of this fort. Superintendent. Like jail and jailer. There is a jail and there is a controller of the jailer, superintendent of the jailer. of the jail, which is jailer. So as a jail and jailer, so same way Durga and Durga. Durga is the superintendent of this Durga, of this material world. So this material world is like a prison house. And all of us are in this prison house, and we cannot go out of this prison house. Durga is the superintendent. And what does Durga carry? Trident, Trishul. Right? We have seen Trishul in the hands of Durga. And Trishul has 3 spokes. What does this 3 spoke represent? In this material world, we say there are 3 types of misery. Adi Atmik Klesh, Adi Bhautik Klesh, Adi Devik Klesh. So Durga is imposing this threefold misery on the living entity in this material world as per their karmic reaction. So she is the in charge of this material world. She is Durga. But what is the position of Durga? She is acting as per the desire of Lord Krishna. She is giving the rewards and the punishments as per granted by Lord Krishna. And Durga is also actually sister of Krishna. In Krishna Leela, Durga Devi appeared as a sister of Krishna. When Krishna was going to appear, before that, Balramji is going to appear. And Krishna instructed Yogamaya. So Durga Devi actually is the Yogamaya potency of Krishna. External energy of Krishna. Krishna has 3 energies. Internal energy, marginal energy and external energy. Internal energy is Haladini Shakti, the pleasure potency, Shrimati Radharani. Marginal energy is all the Jiva, also known as Tathastha Shakti. So all the living entities are marginal energy. And external energy, this material nature, that is Durga Devi. So Durga Devi appeared as a sister. How? When Balram was coming first, Lord Krishna instructed Yogamaya that you transfer Balram from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini Devi. And you appear as the daughter of Yashoda. When I will appear, I will come to the house of Yashoda and you on my place come in the prison house. So Nand Maharaj and Yashoda, they begot one child, one daughter actually. And Yashoda and Devaki and Vasudev, they had Krishna. Krishna appeared in the prison house and instructed Vasudevi to take me. Right? Vasudev, he instructed Vasudev to take him to Gokul. Leave at the house of Nanda Maharaj and bring the girl child. So Vasudevji took Krishna, he kept Krishna on the side of Mother Yashoda and he brought that baby girl which was born to Yashoda back to prison house. And when Kamsa came to know the 8th child has born, Kamsa came running in the prison house. Devaki told, this is a girl, this is not a boy. What can a girl do? Abala. And Kamsa said, no, I don't care it's a girl or a boy. I'm going to destroy it. As per the forecast, as per the Akashvani, the celestial voice, it said, the 8th child of Devaki will become my Kal. So I don't care it's a boy or girl, I'm going to destroy it. Ye abla kab sabla ban jaye, I don't know. So I'm going to destroy it. So he took the girl from the feet and he wanted to smash the girl on the stone. The girl slipped out the hand of Kamsa and appeared in the sky. Ashtabhuja Durga. Right? So that is Durga. And she declared, your Kal has already born somewhere else. So Durga Devi appeared as the sister of Krishna. So Durga is not independent. She is not performing everything independently. She is also acting as the subordinate of Krishna. Okay, so we talked about Brahmaji, we talked about Shiva, we talked about Durga. Who else? Let's talk about Ganeshji. What is the position of Ganeshji? So many fans of Ganeshji, so many followers, worshippers of Ganeshji. Maharashtra, they're crazy about Ganeshji. Ganapati Bappa Moria. Right? We celebrate Ganesh festival. They want to invite Ganeshji. Now that is spreading all around India. Right? Every town and village, they want to establish Ganeshji for those few days, and then they want to do Visarjan of Ganeshji. पहले तो गणेश जी की स्थापना करनी है, फिर उनका विसर्जन करना है. जैसे गणेश जी, he is Vighnaharta, he is the remover of obstacles. Yes, no doubt. Ganesh ji is the remover of obstacle. Brahma ji is accepting that point. Yes, Ganesh ji removed the obstacle. But how? Is Ganesh ji acting independently? What is Brahma ji saying? Yat pada pallava yugam vididhaya kumbham dvandve pranamasya sa ganadhiraja vignan vihantumalsya jagatpriyasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So Ganesh ji is known as the remover of all the obstacles, yes. But how he is removing all the obstacles? From where does he get the strength to remove all the obstacles? Brahma is saying he is holding on to the feet of Govinda, onto his elephant head. And by holding on to the feet of Govinda, Ganesh is getting that strength, getting that power to be able to remove all the obstacles. So yes, Ganesh remove obstacle, but he is getting the strength from Krishna, and Ganesh is teaching us a lesson. If we want to remove all our obstacles, if we want to remove all our problems, if we want to stay calm in this world, whose feet we should hold on to? Govinda. So we should hold on to the feet of Govinda. He is the actual remover of obstacles. So yes, Ganesh is known as Vighnaharta, but he is also not acting independently. Yes, people, they are worshipper of Ganesh ji. But the problem is when somebody starts to claim them as a supreme. Arey, you are supreme. You are everything. And Ganesh ji himself may be thinking, what is this fool? He doesn't know. I am not the supreme. I am the subordinate to the supreme. Say in Ganesh Chatur, during Ganesh Chaturthi, when people do that festival, they sing Ganesh prayer, right? Ganesh Pranam. You know how that prayer ends? How does that prayer end? First of all, that prayer ends with Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So at the end of Kirtan, at the end of Ganesh Arati, they sing the Mahamantra. And before that, there is one mantra recited. That mantra actually comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. What does this mantra say? Kayena vacha manasendriyeva buddhayatmana va prakrate svabhavat karomi yatya sakalam parasmai Narayaneti samarpayami. So this is the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. What does it say? So people sing this as a glorification of Ganeshi, but what is this shloka saying at the end? Narayaneti samarpayami. I offer everything to Narayana. Who is Narayana? Vishnu, Krishna. So Kayena, Vacha, Mana, Indriya, Buddhi, Atmana, Prakriti, Sabhava. With all these things, whatever I do, Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai. Whatever I do with my body, with my senses, with my intelligence, with my mind, with my words, I offer all that to Narayana. Narayaneti Samarpayami. So that is what is, they all are singing. All Ganesh Bhakta are singing that. But they ultimately still they will claim Ganesh ji is supreme. Ganesh ji is everything. People, they have a tendency, they approach these different personalities, first of all, not for a mood of service, with the mood of gaining something. Right? With the mood of gaining something. Like people, when they want to gain something, जब कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो बोलते हैं अरे भगवान हेल्प करो, आपको मैं 10 नारियल चलाऊंगा, मुझे बस 10 लाख की लॉटरी लगवा दो. I will offer you 10 coconut. I will offer you 10 laddus or 10 kilo laddus. Just help me get this. Like that, there was one joke I heard. The one Marwadi fellow, he was praying to Ganesh ji. What was he praying to? Ganpati Bappa Moreya, Dhanda Nahiyo Ho Reya, Mal Nahiyo Ja Reya, Paso Nahiyo Aa Reya. Ganpati Bappa Moreya, Bhakt Tharo Ro Reya. And then people claim, they worship all these different personalities. They say, you are supreme. But ultimately, what are they claiming? Ultimately, they want to claim, आप महान हो, पर आपके भक्तों में हम सबसे महान हैं. देखो, हमसे बड़ा कौन हो सकता है? Who can be greater than us? So there was another one. Ganpati Bappa. What was that? Ganesha, Ganesha, तुमसे बढ़कर कौन? What is that? तुमसे बढ़कर कौन और तुम्हारे भक्तों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन? So ultimately, what is that? It comes to us. See, we are so great. So we are worshipping you. So people have the tendency, they put the label on everybody. They are supreme. But what they themselves are saying. Now Ganesh ji is very great personality, no doubt about that. But from where he is getting strength? By holding on to the feet of Krishna. And Ganesh ji, he is also the compiler of Bhagavatam and Mahabharata. And Bhagavad Gita comes in Mahabharata. So Ganesh ji did the job of steno as a writer. Vyasadeva is speaking and Ganesh ji is writing. So when Vyasadeva ji had to write Bhagavatam and Mahabharata, Vyasadeva ji thought this is a big task. If I have to think and write, it will be much big task. I need somebody who can help me in writing. So he approached Ganesh ji. You please help me. You become the steno. I will dictate, you write. Ganesh ji accepted the proposal. I will write, but I have one condition. What is the condition? You have to continuously speak without stopping. If you stop, if I have to stop once, I will not write anymore. Vyasadeva said, accepted. Proposal accepted. You are hired. I will speak continuously, but I have also one condition. What is the condition? You have to understand before writing. So whatever I speak, first you understand and then write. So Ganesh ji accepted. So Vyasadeva ji is writing and Ganesh ji is Vyasadeva ji is dictating and Ganesh ji is writing. And there is another famous thing, right? We say Ganesh ji ka ek dant toota hua, ek dant. He has one teeth broken. How did his one teeth broke? There are many tales there. One pastime is when Ganesha was standing at the doorkeeper for Parvati Devi, Parshuramji came there and Ganesha did not let him go. So there was a fight between them and Parshuramji with his farsa, he cut off the teeth of Ganeshji. But there is another story which is linked with this pastime as Ganeshji is writing the scripture. Vyasadeva is dictating and Ganeshji is writing and Ganeshji is getting so much ecstasy hearing that and writing that. And what is Vyasadeva dictating? Bhagavatam. What is Bhagavatam? Wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Vyasadeva is dictating Mahabharata. In that he is dictating Bhagavad Gita. And Ganesh is writing. He is getting so much ecstasy. Ganesh did not think, oh, how come this guy is claiming I am the supreme, aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. But about me? Ganesh did not say that. He is writing and he is feeling so much ecstasy. And Ganesh was filled with ecstasy. His ink finished. He did not want to stop writing. He picked out his teeth and with using the teeth as a pen, with his blood as a ink, he continued writing. That's how he composed. So that is the reason he has one teeth broken. Ek dant vajra, ek dant dayavant. So that is Ganesh ji. He is Viganaharta, removing the obstacles, and he is telling us how we can remove our obstacle by holding on to the feet of Govinda. Now, Hanumanji. People are devotees of Hanumanji. Now Hanumanji किसके भक्त हैं? लोग हनुमान जी के भक्त हैं. हनुमान जी किसके भक्त हैं? Lord Ramachandra. He is always serving Lord Ramachandra. He is at the feet of Lord Ramachandra. Sometimes people think Hanuman is greater than Lord Ramachandra. Ramachandra ke kaaj saware. Right? He solved the work of Ramachandra ji. He helped the task of Lord Ramachandra. Whenever Ramachandra had a problem, Hanuman ji solved. And they think Hanuman ji is independent God and they worship him. But Hanuman ji, does he like this? Hanuman ji, this fool, he is telling me I am Supreme God more than Ram. He is a fool number one. I am the servant of Ram. एक बार one person, he went to some festival, carnival with his wife, and he lost his wife in the carnival. He was searching for his wife, searching. He came across temple of Ramachandra. So he was entering into the temple of Ramachandra, very disturbed, anxiety. There was one person standing there. He asked, what happened? I lost my wife. I'm searching for my wife. I'm going to Lord Ramachandra to pray. Please help me find my wife. He said, you're a fool. See, in front of Ramachandra's temple, there is Hanuman temple. Go to Hanumanji. Jab Ramachandra lost his wife, Hanuman helped him find his wife. You go to Hanumanji. See, this is how people's mind work. They think Hanumanji is greater than Ramachandra and Hanumanji will punch his face. But you fool number one, what do you think? I am the servant of Ramachandra. He is always chanting the name of Ram. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Look, again, people go to different personalities for different agenda, different purpose. And they don't know what to ask from whom actually. हनुमान जी के पास जाते हैं, क्या प्रार्थना करते हैं? हनुमान जी, आप तो ठहरे बाल ब्रह्मचारी, मुझे दिला दो एक कन्याकुमारी. So different idea, crazy people, they think different ways, but they themselves, what are all these personalities themselves claiming? So we heard the version of Hanumanji, then Lakshmi ji, people want to worship Lakshmi ji. They want to worship Lakshmi ji independent of Vishnu. At Diwali time, there is a trend of Lakshmi Puja. They have claimed it as just Lakshmi Puja, not Lakshmi Narayan Puja. Let's take Lakshmi ji from Lakshmi Narayan and let's take Ganesh ji from there. Ganesh ji to remove obstacle, Lakshmi ji to give wealth. So let's just worship these two. But Lakshmi is never going anywhere without Lord Vishnu. See, just you want to invite somebody's wife without her husband, how immoral is that? You tell some Mataji, you come to our home for dinner but don't bring your husband with you. It sounds so immoral. And people want to invite Lakshmi ji alone without Vishnu. Lakshmi ji is also known as Chanchala. She is Chanchal by nature. She doesn't stay anywhere without Vishnu. Wherever Lord Vishnu is, Lakshmi ji will be there by default. So Lakshmi ji is always massaging the feet of Lord Vishnu. She is always serving Lord Vishnu. She is not independent of Vishnu. Then Indra. Let's talk about Indra. Govardhan Puja also just celebrated. So Indra started claiming himself as the Supreme Lord. That's how this whole Govardhan Leela happened, to break the pride of Indra. Lord Krishna performed this Govardhan Leela. The Brajabasis, they were performing Indra Puja. And when Krishna asked Nanda Baba, why are you performing this worship of Indra? Nanda Baba said, this is family tradition. Right? We have been serving Indra, he gives us rain. So it's our duty to worship Indra. And Krishna said, Indra gives rain. That's his duty. He does his duty. He gives rain out of his duty. Why you have to worship him? See, he gives rain to the mountains also. He gives rain on the oceans also. Oceans is not worshipping Indra. The mountains are not worshipping Indra. Why you are worshipping Indra to get rain? There is no need to worship Indra. So because Indra had got this pride, started thinking himself as the supreme. So Krishna, to break his pride, Krishna performed this Leela, stopped his Indra Puja and worshipped Govardhan hill. And we know that pastime, how Krishna lifted Govardhan for 7 days, 7 nights. So what does Indra say finally? So there is another very beautiful prayer in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 13th chapter, 1st verse. 12th canto is the last canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. 13th chapter is the last chapter of 12th canto. So last canto, last chapter, 1st verse of that canto. What does it say? Yam Brahma Varunendrarin Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Maruta Stuvanti Divyestve Vede Sangha Padakrama Upanishade Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Na Vidhu Surasurgana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Maruta. 5 names are taken here. 5 prime names. Brahma, Varuna. Varuna is Vayudev. No. Water. And then Indra. Rudra. Rudra is Shiva. Maruta, Vayu. So taking the name of 5 and etc. So 5 these plus etc. What are they doing? Stuvanti Divyestve. They are glorifying with celestial prayers. Vede Sangha Padakrama Upanishade Gayanti Yam Samaga, which are all glorified in the Vedas, Upanishads, their corollaries. Especially the Samaved, which is known for very wonderful prayers. So all these demigods, they are worshipping, they are glorifying. Whom they are glorifying? Dhyana Avasthita Tadgatena Mansa. The great yogis try to capture him in their mind. Yasyantam na vidhu sur asurgana devaya tasmai namaha. I worship that Supreme Lord who is not known by the demigods or the demons. All these great personalities are glorifying him. Stuvanti Divyestve. So Indra is also glorifying, Brahma is also glorifying, Shiva is also glorifying, Varuna, Maruta, they are all glorifying. So the word used here is Stuvanti Divyestve. Sattva, Stva and Stotra. They are 2 different things. You know the difference between Stva and Stotra? We heard the word, right? Mukunda Mala Stotra. So there is Stotra and there is Stva. Like Jiva Goswami. The prayers he has composed, it's known as Stva. So Stotra is, which is already there in the scripture, and somebody is just repeating that in some poetic way. That is called Stotra. Stva is the heartfelt pour of all these emotions. It's coming out in selected prayers, selected melodious verses. That is Stva. So all these demigods, these Devi Devata, they are glorifying the Supreme Lord. So Indra himself, see Indra, when his worship was stopped, Indra said one shloka, one verse. Actually Indra was criticizing Krishna. What was Indra saying? Vachalam, Balisham, Panditamanina. Vachalam. This is very talkative boy. Vachalam, Balisham is a childish boy. अपने आप को बहुत पंडित समझता है. So he stopped my worship. This boy thinks himself like that. But Saraswati Devi, when she conveyed this message to Krishna, Saraswati Devi doesn't have the audacity to convey this message. Saraswati changes the meaning. What is the actual meaning of Indra, this word? What is Indra actually saying? Bachalam, Balisham, Pandita Manina, all the great learned personality, what is their opinion? Nobody except from Krishna can perform this type of talking. Vachalam. Nobody except Krishna can perform this childhood pastimes. Balisham. So Vachalam, Balisham. All the great learned, this is their opinion. See, Krishna, who can speak like Krishna? He spoke Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Who can speak like Krishna? Krishna performed the wonderful pastimes. He performed this Damodar Leela, which is celebrated throughout the month, year after year after year. Who can perform such childhood pastime? So Indra, in an indirect way, actually glorifying Krishna. So that is statement of Indra. He is also accepting Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And then Suta Goswami, he concludes Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 3rd chapter. After telling all the different incarnations of the Lord, what does Suta Goswami say? Itecha anshah kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridyanti Yuge Yuge. Yuga after yuga, Lord appears in various incarnations. But Krishna, he himself is the Supreme Lord. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But he is Supreme Lord. He appears yuga after yuga to protect Indra from his enemies. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. So why I put this verse here in connection? Because we were talking about Indra. Lord Krishna come to protect Indra from his enemies. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Now who else? Uddhavaji, another great personality. What does Uddhavaji say? In Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, 21st verse, Uddhava glorify Lord Krishna. What is the position of Krishna? Kirita koti idita padapita. There are all the koti. Koti means crore. Crore Devi Devata. एक साथ आके all these demigods are coming and paying obeisances at the feet of Krishna, and their crowns, they are striking with each other and making such a big loud noise. Kirita koti idita padapita. They are all paying their obeisances with their helmets striking with each other at the feet of Krishna. And Krishna, what is Krishna known as? He is known as Triadisha, Lord of the Three. And I have listed few items. What is the three main? Lord of the Three. He is the Lord of three modes. He is the master of past, present, future, all three times. He is the master of the three worlds. Higher planetary system, the lower, middle and the lower. So he is the master of all three planetary system. He is the supreme of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Trinity. He is the supreme of, he is the cause of the three Vishnu expansions, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So Krishna, he is Triadhisha, he is the master, the lord of the three. So that is the version of Uddhava, and so many other statements are there from Uddhava. Now Narad Muni, what does Narad Muni say? Narad Muni actually gave instruction to so many different people. Great devotees, they are all disciples of Narad Muni. Now, people have a different conception about Narad Muni. They think Narad Muni is somebody who always make people fight. So that's a different topic. If you want to hear about that, you can listen to that lecture where we spoke about the position of Naradji. Naradji is a celestial. He is a traveling monk. He doesn't travel ordinary on the ground. He travels in the sky. So he is a celestial monk, preacher. Naradji made many people into devotees. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Mrighari the hunter, Vyasadev, Valmiki ji, all are Narad Muni's disciples. Narad Muni spoke to Prachetas. The Prachetas, when they left home to go to the forest to perform some austerity, Narad Muni came and spoke to the Prachetas. And what is the example Narad Muni is giving? Because now it is kind of coming to the conclusion. We may hear about all these. We said, okay, Krishna is the supreme. Earlier our conception was maybe this is supreme, that is supreme, all are equal. So now if I understand Krishna is supreme, but I was worshipping Shiva, I was worshipping Durga, I was worshipping this or that or Ganeshi or Hanumanji, should I stop worshipping them? Now should I start worshipping Krishna? But what will happen? Will all those others will become angry at me? गणेश जी मेरे विघ्न नहीं हटाएंगे, हनुमान जी आ जाएंगे अपना गदा लेके मेरा सिर फोड़ने के लिए, दुर्गा देवी आ जाएंगे अपना त्रिशूल लेके. So will they become angry at me if I stop worshipping them? What will happen? So Narad Muni gave instruction to Prachetas. Narad Muni said, see, there is a tree. Now if you want to nourish the tree, you can pour water at the root of the tree, or you will pour water at the trunk of the tree, or the different branches, different twigs, different leaves, different flowers of the fruits of the tree. So where you should pour the water if you want to nourish the tree? Pouring water at the root is mandatory. Other all is optional. If you want to sprinkle water on the leaves to remove dust and all, it's optional, you can do that, but pour water at the root of the tree. Now, if somebody has worked very hard all day, he has used his hands, his legs, his eyes, his ears to work throughout the day. Somebody has written the exam, used his hand, writing continuously 3 hours. After writing the 3-hour exam, the person starts thinking, my hand, my fingers are very tired. Now my fingers need some nourishment. If we want to give nourishment to the finger, will you take the food, chapati, dal, hold it into the hand, or let my fingers eat some food now? Where will you put the food? In the stomach, right? In the mouth. So it goes through the stomach, and through the stomach energy goes everywhere. So if you want to nourish the tree, pour water at the root. If you want to nourish the body, you feed food in the mouth, goes to the stomach, all the body gets nourished. And another example is, if you go to a mall, if you go to a shopping plaza, a multi-complex store, you go to different aisles of the store, you pick different things, put it into your trolley. Now, do you go to different aisles to make the payment for that? Or after doing all the shopping, you take your trolley to the cashier, to the checking counter, and you pay everything there and check out? So Naradji said, in the first example, all the different tree, the leaves, the branches, the twigs, they're all the different Devi Devata. Root is Krishna. If you serve the root, if you serve Krishna, all the other personalities, they're automatically satisfied. There is no need to separately satisfy them, separately worship them. In the second example, all the different Devi Devatas, they are the different limbs of the body. And Krishna is the stomach. You satisfy the stomach, all the other body limbs are automatically satisfied. So when you satisfy Krishna, all the other Devi Devatas, they are automatically satisfied. Yes, they also have played their role in the universe. They are doing their tasks. They are performing their different duties. They are working hard, like the different limbs of the body. But when you want to nourish the body, you put food in the mouth, satisfy the stomach, everybody is satisfied. And in the same way, third example, all the different aisles, you go take different things from different aisles. So the different Devi Devatas, they are doing their duty. Somebody is supplying water, somebody is supplying light, somebody is supplying rain, somebody is doing this or that. We are taking intelligence from somebody, we are taking knowledge from Saraswati Devi. So we are taking different things from different aisles. But at the end, where do you check out? At the checkout counter. What is that? So Krishna is the checkout counter. You do check out at Krishna, serve Krishna, everybody else is satisfied. So there is another verse in Bhagavatam, it says if somebody serves Krishna, somebody worships Krishna, he is not indebted to anybody. All the other debts are paid off. We have so many debts from different things. But if we serve Krishna, all the debts are paid off. There is no separate debts remaining on us. So that is the version of Narad Muni. He gives the example of watering the root of the tree. He gives the example of nourishing the body by feeding food in the stomach. Now, what is the position of all these Devi Devatas? If we see all these Devi Devatas, they are not permanent positions. They are a post. Devi Devatas are not eternal. They are a post. Like in this universe, in this country, there is a government. The government of the country stays for how long?
4 years.
4 years, 5 years. So country to country it varies, right? 4 years, 5 years, that's how long the government stay. And in the government there is one prime minister, and then there are different leaders. There are other different ministers. Somebody is agriculture minister, somebody is health minister, somebody is prison minister, somebody is taking care of different thing, education minister. So there is one prime minister, president, and under him there are many different controllers. And this government stays for 4 years, 5 years. So same way Krishna is the supreme lord under whom there are various Devi Devatas who are managing the task of this universe. Somebody is supplying water, somebody is supplying electricity, somebody is supplying light, somebody is supplying air, all the different necessities of life. And this universal government, for how long does this universal government stay? This is also not permanent, it has some life duration. But this universal government stays for much longer time. How long? To the duration of one manvantara. And if we go to the time calculation, it will start your head spinning. So right now I don't want to go into the time calculation. So one manvantara, it's a long duration. For us, from our calculation, if we start calculating, it may seem eternity, infinity. So their life duration is very long, but they also are not permanent. Their cycle changes. Indra is a post. Somebody is occupying that post, and the person who is occupying the post of Indra, what is his name? So Indra is not the name of the person. Indra is the name of the position. Like we say, health minister. Somebody is occupying that position of health minister, right? The same way Indra is not the name of the person. Indra is the name of position. Who is the king of the Devi Devatas in heaven. And what is the name of the person who is occupying the position of Indra currently? It's Purandar. Same way, sun god. Who is occupying that position? Bivaswan. Surya, moon, Chandrama, Somdev. So like that, these are all positions, and somebody is occupying that position. Ganesha. Ganesha is also position, not the name of the person. Okay? You may be surprised with that. Ganesha is also name of post, not the name of person. We know son of Shiva and Parvati is known as Ganesha. Right? But if we read the description of the wedding of Shiva and Parvati, in that, it is described that they did Ganesh Puja. At the wedding of Shiva and Parvati, they did Ganesh Puja. Now Ganesh ji is born later to Parvati ji. Then whose worship was done? So Ganesha is a post. Somebody is occupying that position. Later on, Parvati's son, he was given that position of Ganesha. And now we say the current person who is occupying that position is an elephant-headed Ganesha. Right? So Ganesha is also a post. So all these are positions. And Krishna put different people into that position who is eligible to take on that task. Like position of Indra. Anybody who perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajna becomes eligible to get the position of Indra. That's why Indra is always very scared, very fearful when somebody is performing Ashwamedha Yajna, somebody is performing a lot of austerity. Indra becomes scared. My position is in danger. So I need to put obstacle in this yajna, in this tapasya. So he does many tricks. Kabhi Ramba ko bheja, kabhi Menka ko bheja tapasya bhang karne ke liye. Because anybody who perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajna can become Indra. He can take the post of Indra. So all these are positions. Now, as we discussed earlier, people approach these Devi Devatas for what mentality? As a business mentality. आप मेरे लिए ये करो, मैं आपको ये अर्पण करूंगा, मैं आपको ये चढ़ावा चढ़ाऊंगा, आप मेरे लिए ये पूरा करो. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, these people are alpamedashaha, less intelligent people who go to Devi Devatas for asking for their benefits. Because the benefits which come out of Devi Devatas, they are not permanent. So they don't last forever. And they are limited in nature. This is only how much they can give. They cannot give everything. If somebody goes to Devi Devata, make me more immortal. They cannot make you immortal. Like Hiranyakashipu, he approached Brahma. He said, I want to become immortal. Brahma said, I am also not immortal. How can I make you immortal? So ask me something else. But Hiranyakashipu, with his tricks, he wanted to get that, okay, give me this, grant me this, grant me this. Brahma said, okay. And then Lord Nrsimhadev appeared by fulfilling all the blessings given by Brahma, still ripped apart Hiranyakashipu, uska kaam tamam. So the blessings, the boons given by Devi Devatas, they are limited in nature and they are not permanent. Like somebody can get beauty. Beauty doesn't last forever. Somebody can get good health, doesn't last forever. Somebody can get some wealth, doesn't last forever. So if we go to the Devi Devatas also without this business mentality, with the mentality to serve them, then they will also direct us towards Krishna. Hey, I am not the Supreme. He is the Supreme. You should go to Him. Because if you go to Shiva, if you serve Shiva just with the desire of serving Him, कि मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मुझे बस उनका सेवा करना है, ultimately they will lead you to Krishna, directly or indirectly. If you go to Durga, to Ganesh, to Hanumanji, to whom they will lead you? Go to Krishna, go to Ram. Because the example is just understand in that way, that if you, so I will skip this one because time is less. So how we should approach the Devi Devatas? We want to serve the Supreme Lord, but you want to be respectful towards everybody. As a Vaishnava, you are respectful to everybody. You don't want to criticize, you don't want to harm anybody. We respect even an ant. Right? You don't want to harm any living entity, but you know who is the Supreme. You serve the Supreme, respect everybody. It's not that you start criticizing them. Why? Ganesh ji, kuch nahi hai ye to. Vishnu sab kuch hai. So, we don't want to criticize, but it's just like if the Prime Minister comes. Prime Minister is accompanied by many of his different associates, his secretary or other people. So when you receive the Prime Minister, you will serve Prime Minister, you have a special respect towards the Prime Minister. But at the same, you will respect his other associates also, his secretary and his other associate also. You don't want to start beating them or slap them. Oh, who are you? Run, get out, get lost from here. So same way, we worship the Supreme Lord, but you offer obeisances to everybody. If you come across any temple where there is deity of Hanumanji, Ganeshi, Shivaji, Durga Devi, offer obeisances. But our worship is reserved for the Supreme Lord. Another example is, to understand this point, see, when a girl marries, the girl goes to the house of her husband. So at the house of husband, she has a special relation with her husband, right? As a loving relationship with the husband. But in the house of the husband, there are many other family members. The father, mother, brother and sister of the husband, right? So she has a special relationship with the husband, but she also respects other family members also. So same way, our love is for Krishna, our respect is for everybody. We respect everybody, but we love Krishna. Another example, the word I was describing actually, there is Sadbhav and Sambhav. Sometimes people think, why you say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna? आप लोग ISKCON वाले, आप तो बस कृष्णा ही बोलते हो. कृष्णा ही supreme है, बाकी सब कुछ नहीं है. So it is not what we say, it is what all these people are saying. This is what all scriptures are saying. People think, oh, you should be Sambhav, have equal vision towards everybody. But can you really have equal vision towards everybody in that way? See, there is Sambhav and Sadbhav. You may not have Sambhav, but you should have Sadbhav. Sadbhav means Sadbhavana, respect towards others, respect towards everybody. So have respectful nature towards everybody. You respect everybody, pay obeisances to everybody, but our love is for Krishna. So that is how we should approach the Devi Devatas. And just concluding, Because we have been forgetting Krishna for so long, that's how we are going in this material nature, getting through all these problems of life. A great sage, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Krishna das ei vishwas korele to aur dukha nahi. If you, in your heart, if you get that faith, I am Krishna's servant. Krishna das ei vishwas. If you have that faith, I am the servant of Krishna. Korele to aur dukha nahi. Then there is no misery in this material world. So that is our real identity. True ego. True ego is, I am the servant of one who is the supreme controller, who is the richest person, he is the most famous, he is the most strongest, he is most knowledgeable. I am the servant of that person. So that is true ego, true identity. But we have been going with false ego. I am this body, I am such and such person, this body which doesn't last forever. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, what more than that? And then this beauty doesn't last forever, wrinkled face, then all the teeth will start to break away. So we are going on with this false identification, thinking ourselves to be this body, thinking ourselves to be some great person. Because of that, we have been going misery after misery after misery in this material world. Krishna bhuliye sei jiva anadhi bahir mukha ata eva maya tare deya samasara dukha. Because we have been forgetting Krishna, we have been going away from Krishna, not understanding who is Krishna, what is the position of Krishna, not taking shelter of Krishna. We have been going into this external world trying to enjoy. Anadir bahir mukha. From eternity we have been going outside trying to enjoy. Ata eva maya tare daya samsara dukha. That's why this material nature is causing so much problem, so many misery upon us. And if we really want to become free from miseries, if we take shelter of Krishna, then we can be freed from all these miseries. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the master of everybody. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Krishna says, I am the supreme controller, supreme proprietor of everything. And all the great personalities are concluding that. Now what about other religions? Is Krishna the supreme God for Hindus only? For Christian there is somebody else God. For Islam there is somebody else God. And there are so many religions in the world. And this world religion, actually this is a separate topic in itself. Talking about world religions. But just to give you one little flavor here as a summary. Is there different gods for different religion? There is one single God who is the controller of everybody. It's not that Hindus have a different God, Christian and Islam and Sikh and Buddhist and Jews, they all have different gods, thinking, oh, this person is under my jurisdiction, this is under my jurisdiction. Ultimately, there is one God. And who is that God? Krishna, he himself declared, I am the supreme God of everybody. Mame vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. All the living entities are my part and parcel. Krishna did not say all Hindus are my part and parcel. Only human beings are my part and parcel. Krishna says, Mame vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. All the living entities, all the different species of life, everything is my part and parcel. So Krishna said, I am God. Now in all other different religions, did anybody claim I am God? Jesus, what did Jesus say? I am Son of God. Muhammad, what did Muhammad say? I am the messenger of God. So nobody claimed I am God, but Krishna छाती ठोक के बोल रहे हैं मैं भगवान हूं. I am God. So Krishna is the supreme God for everybody, not just for one sect of people. So that was our topic for today. Search of God, one God or many God. Who is God? So God is one. In Hinduism, people sometimes think there is monotheism or polytheism. Right? Hinduism referred as polytheism. कि बहुत सारे भगवान हैं. But actually, if you clearly understand, there is monotheism only. There is one God. There's one supreme God. Yes, there are many different personalities. They are referred as Devi Devatas. Bhagwan or Devi Devata. So there is one Bhagwan, and yes, there are many Devi Devatas. So it's still monotheism. If we consider Hinduism as polytheism, then Christianity, Islam, everything should be considered as a polytheism. Because in those also there is concept of angel beings. They talk about one God, but they also have mention of many angel beings. So these Devi Devatas, what are they? They are also angel beings who have some special power, who have been assigned special tasks in this universal affair, in this universal government. So it is monotheism, one God, and that is Lord Krishna. Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So